Edwards. Mike Edwards is a DIY doctor, very much at home, with a pair of pliers in his hand, although he's forgotten them this morning. He's here. And so is Chef Luke Mackay, who bought his first ever tool, a hammer, at the age of
33.
33.
Have you
Okay,
used it
well, that's
yet?
good.
I used it once for the job that it was bought for. It went badly.
Right. So you don't DIY?
I do not, if I can possibly help it, DIY, no. I would much rather pay someone to come in and do a proper job than me spend 4 hours, as I did for this one desk. The instructions said 40 minutes, you need one man, one hammer. It took me 4.5 hours. I had to go and buy a hammer. I had a splinter in my thumb. I was sweating, I was swearing, I was cursing, and it's essentially a really badly made desk now, and I should have just bought one.
There you are, modern
That's
man.
why it goes wrong.
Yeah, it's prevalent now. I think that the technology thing, it does have a lot to answer for as far as DIY skills go. You know, we come from school now, and we learn about computers at school. We work mostly with computers. That it's indicative of the way things have gone in the manufacturing industry. That 30 years ago, we would manufacture, 70% of the country would manufacture things, and people were hands-on.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's more information technology.
So you think people are intimidated, basically, of just getting their hands on a bit of kit and
I
doing
think
it
they're
themselves?
frightened.
Yeah.
I think they're frightened. I think that the skill, because somebody you trust isn't teaching you anymore, because times have changed.
And you don't have to wire a plug anymore, because
No, you
the
don't.
appliances
You
already
don't.
come with them on.
Absolutely.
Have
And
you ever changed the plug? What?
Funnily enough, I tried to change my girlfriend's plug last week because I assume I fused it. I don't really know what that means, but I tried to change the plug, but it had apparently one of these safety plugs that you can't take off.
Yes.
But I didn't know that because it had 2 screws, so I unscrewed the 2 little screws and assumed it would just come apart. But then I ended up wedging a screwdriver in to try and bend it, and I just broke it. And then I Googled it, and it said there are safety plugs on some appliances.
You see, I suppose you're called into a lot of jobs, bungled jobs, basically. People attempting to do DIY and doing it badly.
Well, we've been going 10 years now, and we've received over 2 million items of feedback or questions to DIY Doctor to say, how do I do this? I've made a complete bodge of this. Who can I get to do it? What do I do to get it done properly? But on the other side of it, a lot of people are trying these jobs, and we're subjected to more and more health and safety at work as well. So that's scaring us in the home.
But what can be done for a very sad case here? Like, I mean, you can't have everybody giving up DIY because we'll be in a terrible state.
Absolutely.
What can be done to redress the balance?
Well, it's one of the reasons we exist, to redress that balance. You know, we've got over 22,000 pages of information and advice on how to do things.
And
like
practical. But
changing
he's
it.
got to want.
Practical
The thing
stuff.
is, Luke's got to want to do it. And
Absolutely.
right now,
You can't be
he doesn't.
bothered, really.
Yeah,
can
I
you?
don't think it's I can't be bothered. To be brutally honest, it bores me.
Yeah.
And I think
That's the same thing, isn't it?
my thing is that historically there are feminine tasks like cooking, cleaning, sewing on buttons, and masculine tasks like doing DIY. And I think the boundaries are very much blurred now. So I'm very capable of cleaning, ironing, cooking, but I very rarely get cooked a meal by a girlfriend or have my buttons sewn on. But as soon as you say, oh, I can't fix that, you're looked at like a kind of pariah. And this whole thought in my head started when I tried to fix something. My girlfriend said, oh God, don't tell me you can't fix and don't tell me you're not handy. And I thought, well, you don't darn my socks anymore. So I just think it's a blurring, and we're all sort of good at the other side's things now.
So you darn socks as well.
I don't darn.
Carla in Crewe, her son Aidan is a physicist at CERN in Geneva, which is the European Organisation for Nuclear Research. So clever man. She was over recently and decorated his loo. In a couple of weeks she's flying out and decorating his kitchen and lounge. She says he's very clever. He's got a PhD in particle physics, but he's no good with a pasting brush. That's it. You can be as clever as you like.
Absolutely. I think we're very aware of our time now. You know, there's no such thing as a 9-to-5 job anymore. Everybody's working longer and longer hours, and at the weekend people just want to have fun. They don't particularly want to.
But you're hoping to run some classes, aren't you?
We are. Hopefully, the plans are to open several DIY schools across the country to bring these.
There's your first pupil.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
would love to.
You see
have
with
to
cooking,
focus on
if you try it
safety.
and you're a bit worried about it, you try it goes wrong, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
With DIY, you try it and it goes wrong.
I could
It
kill
really
people,
matters.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We do have to focus on safety
Yeah.
All right.
a bit as well.
Gentlemen,
Thank
thank
you
both
both.
very much.
Thank
That's
you.
no problem.